What is it with jobs these days? Sucking? And and what is it with the job market being so bad that you can't even leave your job anymore to look for something better? Nobody's hiring. You want to leave your job and you can't because you aren't guaranteed another one. And I know the whole thing about Gen Z being the laziest generation or whatever, and Gen Z quiet quits their jobs. But this isn't about laziness, all right, and wanting an easier job and not wanting to do hard work. It's about wanting better for yourself. Realizing you need something else and you can't get it. You just can't, and it's frustrating. Nobody wants to hire, and that shit sucks, dude. Like now, even if the job market was booming, I don't think you should leave your current job before having one secure. I just want to correct myself on that, okay? But you should only quit your job if you are secure that you have another one lined up. But no, you are trapped, and then there's not much to do. Now, my job is chill on paper. It isn't that bad. I like the people I work with, but dear God, are management decisions killing the whole vibe? And I think you can say that about virtually any job. I don't think we'd apply to a job if we didn't see ourselves working on it and having at least a somewhat decent time with it. Like my airport job to this day, if you guys remember my old video, huge throwback. I think maybe not even one person remembers that video. I think that was the easiest job I've had. I worked biometric security, and it was super simple. And just, shooting the shit with coworkers in downtime and stuff. It was great. The pay was nice as well. But management made things harder, and they didn't care. Clientele was awful too, but that's my point. Jobs themselves are typically fine, and it's the forces you can't control that ruin it. And my job now is nice too, my little medical office I work at. But like all things, you kind of just reach your limit somewhere, and you kind of feel like you've done everything you could, and it's time for you to just transition to something else. And at least with my company, it's good that it's so massive that I can kind of move around within it. But like the title of this video implies, you can't even go anywhere, even if you wanted to. So me now, I'm at my limit. I graduated and I'm ready to go and get a new job with my degree in my desired career field, right? I paid for the $30,000 receipt that should qualify me for a better job, and I just can't. Nobody's hiring. And I have my own ideas on this, my own little theories, but I'll get to that in a second. But like guys, I'm not exaggerating. I'm like at this point I'm 19 for 19 on job applications and with job applications and denials. It's actually crazy. And I know there's people that outnumber me by hundreds. There's people more in the weeds than I am. But I only started searching since end of December because my plan was to get my degree and then stay in the company but move internally to something that actually pertains to what I paid thousands of dollars for this degree on. But it's crazy that I've landed nothing because you see job postings and all the qualifications and I match them all. Some of them I even exceed and literally nothing. And the frustrating part is, I don't know if you guys can relate, I don't even get an interview. I'm pretty sure I send my resume into the abyss and then an AI just tells me that they're not going to move forward with me. Like, at least if I heard a human tell me I'm not cut out for the job, I'm not who they're looking for, then I'll feel a little bit better about my circumstance. But I'm not even getting my foot in the door, and it sucks. And I'm sure everyone gets the point. They get to the point where they are kind of going through the motions at the job. But one breaking point happens where all of a sudden from that point forward, you just see all the cracks continue to form with no signs of stopping. Maybe the one coworker keeping you sane leaves. The one supervisor that actually had your back leaves. Something. But now any little thing sets you off. Your fuse is just so short and you want to leave, but you can't. You're stuck. I'm stuck. We're all stuck. Now, like not a lot of people can quit and not work for a couple months till they find something else. So we just have to tough that shit out, right? We all can't. We don't have that luxury. So you can't quit the job you hate. What are some things you can do to kind of make it a little bearable? I have some ideas. And when I mean I have ideas, I mean I'm ripping these off of Twitter, but I'm making it here now. And you're hearing it from me, okay? These are my ideas to you. But one thing I can tell you, and this is probably the best thing you can do, is being over communicative with your bosses or your senior managers or your supervisor, whoever you're reporting to. You're gonna need to do a little brown nose. You're gonna need to do a little bit of ass kissing. All right, I get it. You hate your job. You don't want to be perceived. You just want to clock in, do what you need to do, and clock out. Trust me, I'm in the same, but you will save so many. Trust me, this is coming from someone doing this. You will save so many headaches and moments that would push you to just up and leave if you just talk to your boss more. I hate to admit it, but it's made my job easier. So it might do the same for you. Now, this doesn't mean be buddy buddy with your boss. Don't be besties with them. But just keep them in the loop with everything. That way you look like you're attentive to the job and they won't feel like they need to helicopter manage you since you're already giving off the idea that you're in the know of what's happening. They'll appreciate that. Something simple like, hey, I was working on this task. This part looked a little weird, but I worked around it and it got done. Just a heads up if it comes back to you. That way, if it does come back to your boss, they will already have known, like, all right, my employee isn't a complete waste of space. He was aware of the issue and worked around it, and he brought it up. And 9 times out of 10, you should be fine. Unless your boss is actually a Satan spawn and just bitches at you for all 8 hours, and then there's nothing, that you can do. Another tip is don't rant about your job to your coworkers. This I did not get from anyone else. This is from my personal experience. Do not rant about your job to your coworkers. It's fine to have work relationships, with them. Talk about whatever, screw around in downtime, talk about whatever, fine. But I promise you, the moment you express how you feel at the job, you complain about a boss or another employee, that word will spread. They do not care. It's their ass on the line that they're not going to risk for you, right? I remember an old supervisor that I had. I can tell she wasn't vibing with me much, right? She wasn't liking me. Because I could just tell her attitude didn't match with everyone else. So I figured she just didn't like me. So on this person's day off, my supervisor's day off, I just made a side comment to a coworker of mine, like, yeah, I think our supervisor's cool. It's just a shame because I don't think they like me very much. So I don't think I can get a good bond with them here. And then I come back to work on Monday and I get pulled to the office and the supervisor says, hey, I heard from the grapevine that you think I have a problem with you. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I don't. I think we're fine. Now, was she lying? Who's to say? But the point is that the word spread. And I made a diss at the company lunch one day when they catered. I think they got us crumble cookie one day. You ever heard of crumble? Where one bite is 2,000 calories, I made a joke off to the side about how they're killing us slowly. And I get pulled into the office an hour later saying I killed the vibe for everyone at lunch. Like, brother, 2 people at max heard my joke. And just like, yeah, word gets around. But yeah, that's it. The job market sucks. We really can't afford to quit our jobs now. So protect your current job with your life because a crappy job is unfortunately better than no job. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and be well.